Hello everyone, and welcome to this study abroad session with College Week Live. My name is Nori Contractor, and I'm here to speak to you today about Universidad Central del Este. We go by the call letters of UCE, and we pronounce them UCE. This is how we're known all throughout the Caribbean and the United States. I want to take a moment to welcome you and tell you that we're going to have a very full presentation. We're going to give you all the information that you will need to know what it takes to study abroad at UCE and become a medical doctor in less than 6 years. Again, welcome. My name is Nori Contractor, and I am with the International Affairs Department. We have a little presentation for you, but we're also going to take questions, so at any moment that you feel you'd like to ask something, please feel free, and I'll read the question out loud, and we'll all take benefit from the question. In the topics today that I'm going to cover, we're going to talk a little bit about the history of the university, the School of Medicine itself, the medical degree program, the accreditations, our admissions requirements, how you can obtain federal financial aid here from the United States, what we have in terms of housing facilities for you, and the reasons why choosing UCE would be the best decision for you as a medical student. So we will go on with our presentation. A little bit about our history. Universidad Central del Este was established in 1970. This was done by the initiative of our founder, Dr. Jose A. Hazim Azar. The university has been run by the same family for the last 42 years. We are a full academic offering university, but I'm here specifically today to talk to you about the medical school. And you'll understand why in a little bit. We feel that this is really the most beneficial program that we can offer to our students coming from the United States. The university, of course, has been very well known throughout the region. We've had a wonderful opportunity to help many graduates become medical doctors, and of course other degree offerings as well. We have students from all around the world. We particularly in the last few years have done a concentration of recruiting students from the United States, but previously in the 1980s and early 90s we graduated quite a number of students from the United States who currently practice medicine in the United States. So as I was telling you earlier, the school was founded in 1971. We have had about 9,000 doctors graduate since our opening, and about 40% of our population is from abroad, so anywhere else than the Dominican Republic. Currently, the School of Medicine has about 2,621 students enrolled, and I would say that within the School of Medicine, about 70% of those students are from the Dominican Republic. So where is Universidad Central del Este located? We are in a very university town named San Pedro de Macorís, Dominican Republic, and we're about, I would say, 40.5 miles east of the capital, which is Santo Domingo. So it's about a 45-minute car ride away. Of course, we're in an incredible location. You might see there from the PowerPoint presentation a real small snapshot of one of our many beautiful beaches and palm trees. The weather is absolutely incredible, and the culture is even more incredible. And this is something that I want to talk to you a little bit about throughout the presentation. I'm excited when we were offered this opportunity to share information about the university, and particularly the medical program. I was very excited to be able to do this on a session like today with the study abroad students. This is going to be an incredible opportunity for those of you that really want to immerse yourselves in another culture. Let's see how we can help you do that. So in terms of housing, the university doesn't have its own dormitories as such. However, we do have an incredible agreement with a nearby hotel, and this hotel is about 10 minutes from the university. They have an option for you to choose meal plans if you like. You do eating every day, so you can't, you can't go wrong there. If you are afraid of what it's going to be like to live on your own, and not only have to study, but also have to keep up with your living facilities at the hotel. You have housekeeping. You'll also enjoy all of the amenities of the hotel, including a pool, tennis courts, 24-hour security. We offer a shuttle service back and forth between the hotel and the school, and we do this based on the need on a semester-by-semester basis. The hotel itself, as you can see there from the picture, is lovely. You have your own private bedroom with your own private bathroom. You also have a small kitchenette area, where in the kitchenette area you will have a small refrigerator and a microwave oven. And along with this type of arrangement, we also, since we are in a university town, and the university is a huge, let's say, provider of services for the community that it's in, the nearby apartments and houses many times will provide to us information on rentals that are available. So basically, when a student goes through the enrollment process, what we do is we help that student, and we do hold you by the hand and really work with you and help you deciding what is the best living arrangement for you. So if you tell us, listen, I really want to find a room where I can have a roommate also, we'll help you do that. If you're happier living, at the hotel, then we will help you work that out as well. So we are here to help you throughout the process and make sure that you have the living arrangements that best work for you as an individual. Okay. Let's talk about the School of Medicine itself, because this is something that's very unique and interesting for students that are not familiar with how a School of Medicine can actually work outside of a school that's in the United States. So like I mentioned before, we're in the Dominican Republic. So of course, we have the most important thing that a foreign medical school can have, which is being accredited by the National Committee on Foreign Medical Education and Accreditation. This is extremely important for you as a medical student, because this means that your degree will be valid here in the United States, and you will immediately upon graduation be able to take your licensing exam. Those of you that are interested in going into medicine, I'm sure you know by now that the medical field is a regulated field, which means that after you obtain a degree, you must be licensed. And to do that, you will take an exam called the United States Medical Licensing Exam, otherwise called the USMLE. We not only prepare you to take this exam, but we have a course that was specifically written for us that we'll talk a little bit more about when we discuss the curriculum. And this course allows you the opportunity to really understand what's going to be on that exam, so that you are afforded a better pass rate once you do take the exam. The other important factor that I can tell you about UCE in terms of being an international school and being abroad is that we participate in what is called the Federal Direct Loan Program. And this allows students that would be eligible for a student loan here in the United States to have that same eligibility for loans at our university. And we're going to cover that in detail when we get to the financial aid portion of the presentation. Our academic structure is such that it's divided into three main areas. One being the pre-med or pre-medical program, part of the program, and that part is 4 short semesters. So in 4 semesters, you can actually accomplish what it would take in the United States about 4 years to do. I'm going to entertain questions throughout the presentation, and I'll just make a small pause and read the question for everyone out loud. I have the first question here, and it tells me that this person did a, let's see, a bachelor's degree in microbiology and is in search of fully funded scholarship. Well, thank you for the question. That's a very good question. UCE does not offer individual scholarships as such. However, we do accept scholarships that you may cross and apply for and be eligible for as long as they are from a private nature. We're happy to take, if you find a scholarship that allows you to use the monies in a school that's offshore, we'll be happy to take that. But in reference to you already having a bachelor's degree in microbiology, the one thing I can tell you that will benefit you is that we would be happy to review the credits that you received and see what we offer you in terms of equivalency credits, and that would knock some time off of the entire program. So in essence, a student coming to us already with a 4-year degree may be able to complete medical school in as little as 3.5 years. This is, an incredible benefit to you. Let's see, I have another question here. It will give an immense pleasure if I had been selected for one of the ongoing research programs in your senior university as a postgraduate student. Well, yes, we would have loved that as well. Again, I don't know if this is the same person asking me questions. I don't really have a name, but what we offer is a medical program that allows you to do a degree that otherwise would take you in probably in excess of 8 years. It allows you to do the degree in 5 years and 4 months. So let me talk a little bit more about the program, and I'm specifically speaking to this caller that's writing the questions, because I may help you answer some of the questions if you allow me an opportunity to share with you this information. So I left off telling you that the program includes the pre-med portion of the program. What does this mean to students listening to me? This basically means that you don't need to do a bachelor's degree before applying to UCE. You don't need to apply and do and pass the MCAT exam. We don't require an MCAT exam at all. So this is extremely important for students that are interested in applying to a medical school. The other parts of the program include 9 semesters of the actual medical portion of the program, and the clerkship is 3 semesters. So when you add all this up, you can actually finish the school in less than 6 years. Actually a little closer to 5.5 years if you do the math. And I'm going to go into a little detail of the actual program and the curriculum of the program. Also, as a footnote, I can tell you that if you're interested in any of this information being emailed to you, we'd be happy to send you an email. You could write to us directly, and I'll share the email with you throughout the presentation and at the end. My personal email is Nori, and that would be N-O-R-Y, contractor, altogether, so Nori contractor at uce.edu.do. So edu for education, D for David, O for Oscar. If you send me an email with any information that you'd like for me to share with you personally, I will. The other thing we will be doing is at the end of the presentation, we will be acquiring information of all the students that joined us, and we will be sending you details of the program, a breakdown of the cost, information on how to apply, and how really easy the process is. So don't you worry, we'll be sending all of that to you. So going back to the explanation about the actual breakdown of the curriculum, you can see here on the presentation that the medical program again is broken up into the pre-med session, which is the section that includes the 4 semesters, and then We have the semesters that are the actual preclinical part of the program, and then the actual clinical portion of the program. And another interesting information that I can share with you is that UCE owns and operates 2 medical hospitals in the Dominican Republic. So our students will have an enormous amount of hands-on experience, and also you'll be doing rotations throughout your stay with us, and I will share that with you as well. Okay, I'm getting a message from someone that says that I need to email them, and they're not able to see me or hear me clearly. I'm sorry about that. I'm sure that if CollegeWeekLive can help us out with that, they will. If anyone else can't see me or hear me, please let me know. And I captured your email address. Thank you. I will be sending you all the information. Thank you so much. Not to worry. So, UCE has 3 academic semesters in a calendar year. Another thing that makes us very unique and different from medical schools in the United States is that we actually have medical school starts 3 times a year. So we have a semester that starts in January and it runs through April. We have another semester that begins in May and runs through August. And then we have the traditional semester here, known as the fall semester, that starts in September and runs through December. So what I can tell you is that, it's an opportunity for you to, have the different times of the year to enter the School of Medicine. And another benefit is that you do go throughout the entire year. So we do run the program year-round, which gives you an opportunity to finish so much faster. Right now, we are working on the class start for the September 2012 fall semester. And we do work with class starts every single month, really, because enrollment opens up about 45 days before each month starts, and then we start working up towards that new class start. So let's talk about the admissions requirements, so you can see just exactly how simple and easy applying at UCE can be. There is an admissions application that what I usually do is I email that to my students so they can use the form that I mail them as a worksheet, and later at a certain time in the process I then give you information on how to log into our website and actually do the online application, which we would like you to do, again, at a certain time in the process. So I would email you the admissions application, which is a very simple form. It has about 3 pages. And on there, we're just going to capture some demographic data about you, some contact information. We're going to ask you about your educational history. And this will also help us then gather the documents that we'll need to verify whatever previous education you're telling us that you have. You will need to have a minimum of a 2.5 GPA coming into the pre-medical portion of the program, those first 4 semesters. And once you're done with those 4 semesters, you will need to achieve at least a 3.0 GPA to be accepted into the pre-clinical part of the program, which is actually already the actual medical school. So again, coming in at 2.5 will get you into the pre-med portion of the program. We will need an original birth certificate. We will need a high school transcript from your high school and the high school diploma, the actual diploma. And you're going to hear us talking throughout the process that these documents need to receive a certification which is referred to as an apostille. An apostille is basically a seal of verification, and the apostille is acquired when you send us your actual transcripts and we see what state those documents were originated from. then we send that document to the Department of Education from that state, and they will actually affix an apostille to the document or certification. This way we get the verification that we need so that we can be absolutely sure that the document that you're sending us is true and correct, and that it was actually issued by the Department of Education of the state that the high school is in. You'll also be doing that if you're transferring credits to us. You'll also be doing that with your transcripts from the university or college that you acquired credits from. So again, we will receive the transcript, we'll see what state it was issued from, and we'll be sending the Department of Education from that state a request to affix the apostille to the transcript from the college or university. Then you'll get us a health certificate, and this is just a basic certificate of general good health, and along with that there is a requirement of certain vaccinations, things like hepatitis and diphtheria, that we will need to verify that you have received such vaccines, and this comes to us in the way of a verification from your medical doctor. You'll then give us 4 pictures that are 2 by 2 size, the same size that you would be obtaining if you were getting a passport, and you will be also obtaining what we call a certificate of good conduct, otherwise known as a local police report. So you will be going to your local police and just requesting that they issue a certificate of good conduct so that we know that you don't have any felonies or any outstanding legal issues. So this is quite simple. And then we need a copy of your actual passport, which is quite simple to do. If you are not a citizen of the United States and you are here on a permanent residency status, then in place of the passport, we'll need a copy of your permanent residency card or your alien registration card. We will need 2 letters of recommendation, and those 2 letters need to come from someone other than a family member or friend. They should be of a professional nature. So I'll give you an idea of who these letters can come from. It can be a pastor or a rabbi from your church or synagogue. It can be a faculty from a university that your professor that you were, or it can be let's say, if you work somewhere, if you've got some work experience or some volunteering experience, it can be someone that supervised you or anyone of that nature. And then there is an admission fee that must be submitted with all the documents once everything is ready to be submitted, and it is a non-refundable $350 admission application fee. Again, if you have any questions on this, I'll be happy to entertain questions for you. One of the things that I find also really fantastic about how we work with our students is that we're very open about our costs and what it takes for you to study abroad, and we really help you work with a budget, because you really need to understand, how the monies that you'll receive will be working for you and helping you pay for your tuition and your books and all of your expenses. So I'm going to break down the tuition expenses for you so you're very clear on what it costs to study at UCE. The tuition is broken down by the pre-med portion of the program first. Remember that I told you that pre-med had 4 semesters in it. So we have 3 semesters in each year. And so the pre-med is actually 1 year and 1 more semester. So 1 year and 4 months. Each of those semesters is $3,000, okay? So $3,000 per the pre-med semesters. And then all of the additional semesters, which are the actual medical school portion of the program, are $4,500 per semester, and that's for a total of 4 years. So when you add all that up, our entire medical school program, if you're starting with us from the very first semester and on through the 5.5 years, the entire cost is $66,500. And now sometimes, I'll meet with a parent and their student, and the student, or just a student alone, and, when I blurt out that amount, it might sound like a lot, but those of you that have maybe already done some research here in the United States, you know the cost of attending a medical school. We have an office in Miami, Florida, and I can tell you that in Florida, there are a couple of public medical schools where tuition alone is close to $30,000 for each academic year. And this is at a public university, so you can imagine that a private university is even more than that. So we are talking about the entire 5.5 years being $66,500. So you can see, how much more feasible our tuition costs are, and how you can really save a lot of money, if you come to a school like UCE. So let's talk about, how we can help you actually fund the costs of studying abroad and coming to UCE. As I mentioned earlier, we are eligible for federal financial aid. Financial aid is part of a program called Title IV, Roman numeral 4, and this program includes what is called the Federal Direct Loan Program. And you might know it as the Stafford Loan, or the Plus Loan, or the Grad Plus, and also outside of that, of course, there are private loans. But in terms of the first three that are listed under loan types, those first three fall under the Federal Direct Loan Program. So how do you apply for financial aid? Is you would be doing the exact same thing you would do if you were going to attend a university in the United States. In the case of UCE, you would log into the FAFSA, which is www.f as in Frank, A as in Apple, F as in Frank, S as in Sam, A as in Apple, .ed.gov. And make sure you log on to the correct FAFSA website. There's another website out there that is a .com, and they will charge you to do the FAFSA, which is it's supposed to be free. It's a free application for federal student aid, so you shouldn't have to pay to do this. If you're interested in applying with us, we will actually help you throughout the process of applying through the FAFSA, so you understand what it's like, and so that you can benefit from having a seamless application process. One of the things that you have to do once you are in the FAFSA is make sure that you use our school code, which is G as in green, 10977. I'll repeat that, G as in green, 10977. You're also going to be requesting a PIN at the pin.ed.gov website, and this allows you to actually sign the information electronically rather than doing the paper format, which takes so much longer. So we would urge you to do everything electronically, and again, we will help you walk through the process if you need it. At a certain point in time, once you've done your FAFSA, you will receive what is called a student aid report, which is otherwise known as a SAR. In that report, basically, the folks from FAFSA are basically telling you exactly what are you eligible for and how much aid you are going to be granted. So this is very important for you. And once you have received that and you have done that, then you'll complete an application at our website, sign the master promissory note that allows you to actually apply for and receive the Federal Direct Loan Program that I was speaking to you about earlier, and you will do what is called an entrance interview, and this is something that's required by the federal government. It's very simple, and it just basically goes through a process of explaining to you that you understand that the money that you're receiving is basically a loan, and that you understand that this has to be paid back, and it helps you also understand the methods of repayment. Again, if you have any questions, please feel free. I'm here to help you. So how do you qualify for financial aid are the same requirements that you would if you were applying for aid at an American university or a university or college in the United States. In the case of UCE, since we are approved by the Department of Education for our students to receive federal financial aid, the same guidelines apply. So you must be a U.S. citizen or resident. You must attend at least half-time. You must have a valid Social Security number. And if you are a male from the ages of 19 and above, you must be registered with the Selective Service. And this is a very simple process. And you cannot currently be in default, okay, on any of your student loans if you had a student loan previously. And in order to always be eligible for financial aid, you must continue to be in satisfactory academic progress. And of course each school or university has a policy for what exactly does satisfactory academic progress mean. So if you need hours, I would help you obtain that, and it's also posted in our website. So this is very important that you maintain the satisfactory academic progress in order to maintain eligibility in the loan program. So that's financial aid in a nutshell. It's fairly simple. And now we're going to talk about the many advantages that you would have in choosing a school like UCE. First of all, for those of you listening to me, and I mentioned earlier that our medical school does not require you to have a bachelor's degree previously in order to apply for the medical school. This is very, very important. You can actually apply straight after high school graduation. So if you already have a degree, we'd be happy to work with you and help you assess the credits that are part of that degree and see which of those credits we can accredit to the degree that you would be obtaining at UCE, which, by the way, is a medical doctor degree, or a degree in medicine as a medical doctor, an MD. But if you don't have any previous credits, you can actually apply directly after high school graduation. Another benefit of UCE is the amount of hands-on experience that you will have. We are in a foreign country, so we are in the Dominican Republic, which means that we abide by a set of rules that are established by that country. And unlike in the United States, our medical students are able to actually have hands-on with patients. And so when you're doing those rotations at our hospital, you will have an opportunity to really have hands-on with patients, of course, under the supervision of a licensed medical doctor. Another incredible advantage of UCE is the low cost of attendance. We talked about the tuition, and of course attendance is not only tuition, but also the cost of living. I mentioned earlier about the hotel that included, you're having housekeeping services every day where they do your bed and they give you clean sheets and clean towels, and the fact that you have your private bathroom and private bedroom and the use of the facilities of the hotel. You actually get all of that for $500 a month, 500 American dollars a month, which is really an incredible bargain and very affordable. So when you do your actual plan for attending a university, aside from the actual tuition and any lab fees and the books, you have to consider into the entire equation the total cost of attendance, which will include things like transportation and how much your housing is going to cost you and how much you're going to be paying for food. The university is in a very, very reasonably priced area of the country, and so even the food in that region is very affordable. And so the entire cost of attendance for you would be a huge savings. And as I mentioned earlier, I know that I've compared prices of schools here in Florida, where a public school will be as high as $30,000 for one academic year. So with us, the cost of attendance is really incredible. incredibly low as compared to other schools. And if that wasn't enough, the cost of attendance also includes the prep course that was written specifically for UCE by a medical doctor who basically, studied what does it take to really pass the United States medical licensing exam and, do well in the exam to receive the license to practice medicine in the United States. And after analyzing what this course or what this test was like, this doctor actually wrote a program for UCE that is proprietary to us, and this is part of our curriculum. I understand from speaking to students that came to us and had previously paid for programs like this, outside of their tuition at another university, that they had spent as much as $6,000 or $7,000 actually benefiting from a prep course in order to pass the United States medical licensing exam. And again, our course includes that prep course at no additional cost to you. Another huge benefit that we have is the actual length of the entire career. If you start your medical degree at UCE and you have not gone to any previous college, you don't want to transfer any credits to us, and you're coming to start in the first semester with the very first class, the entire program will be 5.5 years. So imagine, do the math. I deal with students sometimes that are coming to us as a transfer student, and they've already spent 4 years doing a bachelor's degree, which in our case we do not need in order to have you apply to be part of the medical program. So 5.5 years. In the event that you do have previous training, again, we'll take that previous training, we'll see what we can do with the credits, and we will apply those credits to your career at UCE. We do have to limit the amount of credits that we transfer to a maximum of 49% of the entire career. So basically what that means is that you will do 51% of the entire career with UCE, even if you brought us transferring credits that equaled a large percentage of the actual program. And this is, of course, by law of the Department of Education that we have to abide by. Another benefit of UCE is the fact that although we are offshore and we're in the Caribbean and we are part of study abroad programs, we do have federal financial aid that is offered to you, and it's the same type of aid that you would be receiving as if you were attending a school here in the United States. So rather than going on to the next slide, I'm actually going to read some questions that have been sent to us in the past, and I found them to be very helpful, and I think that even though these questions have been asked today by viewers, you can definitely benefit from these questions and their answers. So I was mentioning earlier that you don't need a bachelor's degree. We actually had someone write us earlier, do you need to have a bachelor's degree before I can enroll at UCE's School of Medicine program? UCE has a 1-year pre-med program, meaning that you can start directly from high school. After you have finished your pre-med, you will be able to pass on to our actual medical program. In the case that you have already finished a bachelor's degree in science, that degree will be evaluated, and you can start directly into the medical program if we grant you enough credits to do so. Okay, I had a question in another call earlier from someone that asked, do I have to apply for admissions before applying for financial aid? And the question to that is no. You can go ahead and do your FAFSA. You can go ahead and list us as the school that you want a response to go to, or that you want us to receive the FAFSA response. And again, our school code is G as in green, 10977. And then once we receive that information, if you have applied and you've been accepted, then we will certify your attendance. Because attendance on at least a half-time basis is one of the requirements for financial aid, and then your aid will be approved on that basis. I have a student that wrote to me previously and asked, does UCE require an admissions test? We don't require an admissions test. We do have a test that all incoming freshmen who are not transferring university credits have to take, and this is called a POMA, P-O-M-A. And this test is basically an academic evaluation exam, and it's basically a psychological evaluation of your learning skills, okay? Again, you don't need to take an exam like the MCAT or anything like that to be considered for enrollment at UCE, but we will issue the POMA exam to evaluate you of your learning skills so we can place you in the right class. Another interesting question that we had is the fact of whether you need a student visa or not. So yes, all students that apply to UCE will need a student visa, which is different than a tourist visa in that it allows you to stay in the country for an extended period of time. You can actually purchase airline tickets on a one-way basis only. And the immigration tax that you would be paying when you arrive to the country is much lower. And it's paid as a student rather than as a tourist. So one of the things that we will do with you is help you apply for the student visa by certifying, once you have been accepted, that you are indeed a medical student at UCE. And the student visa is issued on that basis. Okay, we had a student that asked how much is the admissions fee. So in case they missed that, the admissions fee is $350 American dollars, and this is a non-refundable fee. We will only collect that from you once we have started working with you and we have all the documents that we need and we see that everything's in order. At that point, you would be sending the admissions fee, and the fees are payable, or the methods that we accept for payment are a money order or a bank check, otherwise known as a certified or cashier's check. We don't accept credit cards. Okay, so you would be doing this at your local bank. You can obtain either a money order or a cashier's check. Sometimes students have questions about what I mentioned earlier regarding the apostille process, and I want to explain to you what that means. It's basically called the AYA apostille process, and the AYA is an international treaty in which various countries participate. Dominican Republic, being the country that UCE is located in, is one of the countries that participates in this treaty. And basically, what this means is that we have to make sure that we get all the documents validated by the country and the state and the Department of Education from which the document was issued. And this is why we send the documents to be apostilled, and we help you through that process. Okay, and the documents that need to get apostilled are very simple. It is your high school transcript, your high school diploma, and any college or university transcript that you want to send to us for consideration of transfer credits. Here we had a student ask us what is, who is the School of Medicine accredited by. This is very, very important because if you're choosing to study abroad, one of the main things that you have to make sure about is that the university that you obtain that degree from, when you come back to the United States and you want to take that degree and apply for the licensing exam, you have to make sure that the degree is from a university that has been granted that accreditation. And UCE has and is recognized by the National Committee on Foreign Medical Education and Accreditation. So basically this means that our degree for you as a graduate from the medical program is valid in the United States for you to then take the USMLE licensing exam. We had a student ask us, do we accept transfer credits? Again, we do, and in order to know what credits can be transferred, we will work with you with your transcripts, your official transcripts. You can fax them to us, or you can email them to us, scan them and email them for the purposes of doing them in a quicker turnaround. And basically, our registrar will then look at that transcript, and pending receiving the original certified transcript, she will give you an idea of what credits can be given to you to apply to the degree at UCE. I've had many students ask me throughout the years if our courses are taught in Spanish or in English, or really what is the situation like. So this is a very important consideration for students, because I think that nothing else can happen other than you benefiting from the way we run our program. Our classes are taught in Spanish. You have the ability to purchase books either in Spanish or in English. Many of our students are completely bilingual. Again, remember I told you that we have about 70% of our 2,600 students that come to our medical school are from countries other than the Dominican Republic. The prep course that is included in the curriculum to help you have a good pass rate in the licensing exam is done completely in English. And the reason for this is that you're going to take an exam in English, and we need to prepare you for that exam exactly the way the exam is going to look when you take it. So what I'm trying to tell you here, if you haven't caught on already, is that the entire experience is going to be very bilingual. It's going to include a lot of Spanish, and it's going to include a lot of English. What does this mean for you? If you're a non-Spanish speaking student, you're going to have an incredible opportunity to be a bilingual graduate once you come out of school, and you're going to be able to be a bilingual medical doctor. More importantly, for you to be able to communicate with patients, not only non-Spanish speaking patients, but also patients that do not speak English. Throughout the years, I've spoken to a number of graduates from UCE's medical program who came to us with really no Spanish or very little Spanish, and I've always been extremely pleased to hear how they feel that going through a program like this benefited them, and how now they can reach out to a larger portion of the population. Those of you that have maybe looked into what it takes to learn another language, you might know that the Hispanics are the largest growing minority in the United States. So being able to communicate with a minority that is deemed that by the year 2020 is going to be the largest minority, and it's no longer really going to be a minority, is a great advantage to you. So I hope you take advantage of that and you see the benefit in that. And we do have courses to help you learn more Spanish if you are a non-Spanish speaker, or if you feel that your Spanish is not at the level that you'd like for it to be. We do have courses to help you with that as well. Let's see, I had a caller ask, when does the admission period start? Okay, so I mentioned to you earlier that we have 3 starts throughout the year. Our first start is January, and it runs through April. We have another start in May, and it runs through August. And then coming up soon, we have the September start that runs through December. So right now, everyone that's applying for school and that I'm working with the documents are students applying for medical school to attend UCE in September 2012. So this is a great advantage over other medical schools, because all those schools only start once a year, whereas we have 3 class starts. And let's see, someone asked me about the housing facilities. Okay, so we don't have our own dorms, but we do have a wonderful arrangement with a local hotel that's very close to the university. We do provide shuttle service to and from. The hotel is only $500 a month. It offers your own private room, your own private bathroom, the use of the facilities, which include a pool. It includes tennis courts, 24-hour security, your own bathroom, your own bedroom, and a small kitchenette area with a refrigerator and a microwave. Again, UCE is in San Pedro de Macorís in the Dominican Republic. We're about 40.5 miles from the capital, which is Santo Domingo. So it's about a 45 to 55-minute car ride. It's an amazing town, but the capital is also amazing. There's even an IKEA store in the capital, so, we're enjoying the benefits of, American companies coming over to the Caribbean, and our students are certainly taking advantage of that. It's a lovely, lovely area of the country. You can log on to our website, which is www.uce.edu.do. On our website, you can take a guided tour, video tour, that you'll see what the campus looks like. The campus is very lush and green, and it almost looks like a park with many different buildings. We have just put an enormous amount of funding into our library building, our facility. We are right now in the process of completely revamping our medical labs. We've just, about, I would say 2 years ago, completely revamped the dental labs and the dental school. So it's state-of-the-art, all of the equipment, all of the facilities. So I urge you and invite you to take a look at UCE and see what it looks like. You'll be very pleased. Again, my name is Nori, and my last name is Contractor, and my direct email is up on the screen. It is noricontractor@uce.edu.do. My cell number is on the screen for you, in case you can't see it. If you're listening to me, that would be 786 area code. And the number is 291-4415. Again, 786-291-4415. We also have a generic email that you can email us at, which is medicine@uce.edu.do. We'll be happy to send you any information you need. Please reach out to us. We're here to help you. And we're here to help you have the opportunity to do a medical degree in less than 6 years, and study abroad and have all the benefits that come with being immersed in another culture and be part of the growing Hispanic population of the United States. I hope this session has been informative for you. Our arms are open and we welcome you. And we hope that you will visit us at our website and reach out to us. And good luck to you in everything that you try to achieve. And we hope to see you on the campus real soon. Take care and have a great day.